Hi, welcome to the Gamesplainer. I'm Jeff the Gamesplainer and today I'm Gamesplaining Ecos First Continent. So it's been a year since I did my original Gamesplanation of Ecos First Continent. What do I think of it? Do I still like it? Have I even played it? I'm glad you asked. Well, this game has been played once since the original Gamesplanation. I found that with this game, I personally really appreciate it. I found that the whole idea of it, let's do that first, is you've got a hand of cards. You can play cards down in front of you, and there are some pieces being pulled out of a bag which give you some elements that are on those cards. You can get more of those little tokens that mark those elements if you wish, and eventually once a card has been completed, you get to do the action on that card. And depending on how many leaves there are showing on that card, you then get to turn it and be able to do it again. Or you may only be able to use it once and it gets discarded, depending on what the strength is and all the type of stuff. You have the ability to get some other cards in sometimes. I'm not 100% sold on the necessity to actually get other cards in. Yes, it's a good thing sometimes, but sometimes it's not. Sometimes you actually do really well with just the cards that you've got. I found in the one play that I had since doing the videos that there was one player who was looking at the cards and just kind of, he was struggling. You could tell he was struggling right from the outset. And it got to the point where everyone else at the table, like it's a 6-player game, so I think we even had the 6 players going. 5 players were like 25, 30 points ahead, and he was still back at 0. And he just didn't quite grasp it until he did. But by that stage, it was a little bit too late. And I just think there was I don't know what it was that was holding him back from actually grasping what was going on. He blames the cards that were in his hand, but I'm going to suggest that that deck, I have played with it before, and I actually really appreciate it. I think I played better with that deck than I do with other decks. Because what you're doing is you're placing out fields or water or desert areas or hexes, and you're putting trees and mountains onto different things. Then you're putting different animals into the different regions, and you're moving those animals around. There's a lot of stuff going on. There's a lot that can be done, but you kind of need to know what you're trying to do that's going to get you points. And that's the key to this game. It's possible to play this game, as that guy discovered, without really going after the points, with just doing stuff. Whereas if you've got your eye on the points, you can build towards things. And what I found was with the deck that he was using, the deck that I actually really appreciate using, there's a element where you need to be putting in a whole bunch of animals to be able to move those animals in a certain direction. And each time you move them, every animal that moves would gain points. And so by the 4th time you play that card, you should actually be able to have a heap of points, but you've got to use the other cards that are in the deck to be able to manipulate into that card working for you. And there's a lot of different elements like that that you kind of need to get your head around. I believe that there is a expansion on Ecos at the moment. I haven't looked into it, but I believe it exists. I've enjoyed the game. I've found that the artwork is just pictures of the animal. It doesn't necessarily feel gamey. It feels like these are pictures of animals. I don't know what's going on with that, but there's something about it just does. There's games with art and there's games with pictures of the actual animal, and games with pictures of the actual animal don't really feel gamey. They feel like a documentary almost. And that's not this game. This is actually quite a good game. I've really appreciated playing it. I've really appreciated everything about it. So look, I'll leave it there. If you have not come across Ecos before, please go ahead and watch my Gamesplaying Gamesplanation from a year ago to see how the game plays and what's going on with it, and see if you would actually appreciate it and like it. If you have any comments or suggestions, please write them below. If you have any games that you would like to be gamesplained, please shoot me an email to thegamesplainer@gmail.com. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter @thegamesplainer to keep up to date with the games I'm playing. Subscribe to my videos to keep up to date with the games that I'm gamesplaining. And until next time, enjoy gaming.